There is someone in the car. I hope he doesn't mind me camping here on his ground. And it was the first time I didn't really feel 100% safe. Of course, I prefer happy travel stories, but unfortunately, this one was not one of them. But let's start from the beginning. I was in Turkestan hitchhiking to Arystanbab, and it was pretty late in the evening, 7:30 p.m. I'm just a few hundred meters away from the city center in Turkestan, and it's sad to see, but it looks like a different world. The streets are full of potholes, they're scattered everywhere. The contrast is very big, like the huge buildings and the fountains. Yeah, it's the same city, right? Anyways, it's not my job to tell the government where to put the money. My task is to reach Arystanbab before it gets dark. And that was going well. Bye bye! So I didn't come very far today, not yet. A friendly man took me with him, even though he didn't have to go this direction. He was really friendly that he took me some kilometers outside of the city center, so it's easier to get another lift here. He was afraid that his wife would be jealous, so I didn't show him on camera. But yeah, here I'm on a proper road, good for hitchhiking. Look at the moon, it's so beautiful. And the sky changes its color. It's gonna be a beautiful sunset tonight. But yeah, I want to cover some more distance, so I will show the people my thumb. And a few moments later, I had my lift to Arystanbab.
Sarangyo!
What's your name?
What is your name? My name is Kazakhstan.
My name is Germany. I'm from Germania.
Germania?
Yeah. On the road. Bumpy road. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye, little girl. Love you. So lucky I met this family. They were so sweet. And they took me like 1 hour from Turkestan to Arystanbab. I wanted to come here because there's a beautiful mausoleum and a mosque, and it's a bit more rural here. It was like dirt road, nothing to see, but yeah, that's Kazakhstan. I love that. So cool. And now I'm looking for a spot to set up my tent, somewhere with a good view. I would love to wake up and see the mausoleum in the morning, so I try to go somewhere on the field to find a spot where it's even. Let's check it out. The field behind the mausoleum was not really accessible because of a stream, but there was another field with a view of the mosque. Okay, I found a good spot here on the field. I have to be quick now though because the sun is setting and I don't want to use my light because then the mosquitoes will bite me. There are already some horses here next to me, but you can't see them, I guess. That's so cool. I love this place already. And I'm gonna see the mosque in the morning. Can you see? Salam! My beautiful horses. That was a nice encounter. I really hope they come back tomorrow in the morning and wake me up. The horses are watching me. Okay, that's very soft. Everything's soft here. Oh. 2 mosquitoes in here. It is actually soft. The size is just perfect. I'm glad about this tent. Woo! My first night in a tent in Kazakhstan. My first night in this tent also. It's very basic, but it brought me here, so it's good. I'm thankful I have it because tent always means flexibility, and that's what I love. Actually, the driver brought me to a guest house, which is like 200 meters from here, and thought I wanted to sleep there, but then I said no, actually I have my tent with me, and I said I will just go to the fields. I'm excited. I don't know how cold it's gonna be tonight. Right now it's still warm, but I don't know if it has like a desert effect kind of thing. For the rest of the night, I want to cut a few videos for my stories. Yeah, then I will sleep because I think it's gonna be very hot in the morning and I want to see the mausoleum for sunrise. Good night! I had probably slept for 1 hour until I heard a noise. It was the horses coming closer to my tent. Hello. So I opened the door to watch them and welcome them. But then a car approached. There is someone in the car. I hope he doesn't mind me camping here on his ground.
Kazakhstan bilmeydi ekan deb
WhatsApp bersa, cak telefon.
Bye bye. Thank you. Kata Rahmat. Thank you. Bye. What was that? It was so weird. Okay, so obviously these people are the owner of the field and the horses. So they came to check on them and they saw my tent and I was already watching the horses. So I went outside to speak with them and ask them if it's okay that I sleep here on their field. And we Google Translate for maybe like half an hour and it didn't really work. Maybe they spoke an accent or something. I don't know. Anyways, I couldn't really understand it, but we were passing my phone all the time and then all of a sudden he switched to photos. I don't know, maybe probably by accident, but he started scrolling through all of my pictures and he was so interested in seeing where I was. And also he really wanted to know what am I doing here, whether I would not like to sleep in a homestay
instead, and like, what about my parents? Am I married? This is also the question I get every time, like, what's my name? And then, are you married? Like, everyone, yeah, eventually I got my phone back. They were so interested and they wanted to have my WhatsApp number. I don't know why. And yeah, eventually they left, and then they returned, and I was like, what's the problem now? I went all the way back after 5 minutes to ask me for my Instagram name and my YouTube. This one. Can't believe I just called this man friendly. I'm so disappointed. It's 3 a.m. I heard a noise, someone was saying something. I opened the door of my tent, and then he was there again, like very close. And he was like making a kissing gesture. And I said, what? I was still like, I didn't understand what was going on because I just woke up, and he really tried to go into my tent. I had to stop him and push him away, and he said, what are you doing? No. Like, clearly said no. And he wouldn't understand, like he wouldn't want to understand. I was like in such a shock because I didn't get why, like, what was happening, and I kept saying no, and he wanted to still like come inside. Eventually he said, yeah, phone to speak, like Google Translate, and I said, no, leave me alone, no, go. And I think I said this for 2 minutes straight until he finally left. But man, I've never had that before. And yeah, now he went back into his car. I don't know, will he return or not? So it's a bit stupid situation right now. And I mean, so sad, because they were friendly and stuff, but this really destroyed it, unfortunately. And it was the first time I didn't really feel 100% safe. I mean, I was sure that one day I will face these kind of situations, but yeah, it just didn't happen to me yet. Yeah, now I placed my cutlery next to me just in case. I don't think he will come back, but you never know. I think I would just catch some more hours of sleep and then make a move somewhere. Yeah, not the best feeling for sure. Good morning. As you can probably imagine, I didn't catch so much sleep anymore. Only after the sunrise I dared to sleep, like maybe 1 hour before. I was listening to noises a lot, and everything kind of made a noise, especially when you're in a tent and you're just breathing, you make noises because your sleeping bag rubs the tent or something like that. So yeah, I wasn't comfortable falling asleep anymore. And I still have to understand what actually happened last night. What was that? Such a bad experience. I mean, nothing happened, but you never know how someone would react after he got rejected. I clearly said no, but also I didn't say it aggressively because my subconscious somehow wants to still keep control of the situation and pretend everything is not too bad, so he wouldn't be too offended to make a worse move. I don't know if you know what I mean. Sounds stupid, but I feel more safe when, yeah, I mean, I don't know, don't raise too much aggression in a way. When he was in the car checking my phone and he didn't care about me, standing outside with the mosquitoes for like half an hour. It was 1:30 in the morning. Obviously I wanted to sleep, and he didn't have the empathy to understand that. And the same thing was when he came to my tent expecting me to want to be with him for some reason, and he wouldn't take a no in this situation. Only after like 5 minutes of constantly saying no, 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 and like closing the tent, yeah, he clearly didn't have any empathy. He didn't understand that I was feeling bad, and I do feel unsafe in this situation. And he actually takes some of my courage, because yeah, I mean, if something like that happens the next night I'm in my tent, I will think of that again. My courage is precious for me to keep traveling the way I do. So I'm really angry. I really blame him for, yeah, the thoughts I will have in the future. I will still continue, of course, but this is something I really didn't like. I didn't like that, no. I woke up from a noise, but this time, fortunately, it was not a car. Hey! Such a peaceful morning, as if nothing had happened. Not horses, but cows. By the time I edited this video, a few days had passed since this incident had happened, and I had time to think about how the situation came about. Yes, I was in short clothes when I talked to the farmer and his wife because I was sleeping before. Yes, I shared my social media accounts with them. Yes, I answered their questions honestly, that I was traveling alone and that I'm not married. And yes, I was super friendly as always. I smiled a lot. But they were a married couple and seemed warm-hearted, even though they should have noticed that it's not the best behavior to interrupt my sleep at 1:30 in the morning for such a long time. And still, I would have never expected him to return without his wife. So I asked myself, what do I learn from this? I wrote down some personal guidelines to prevent me from such a situation in the future. Setting clear boundaries when I feel uncomfortable is the first thing. This starts with the fact that I should have told him not to look at my photos and that I should stop being a people pleaser and smile less if the situation is strange to me. Not being friendly is not my nature, but I know that some people can misinterpret that, so I gotta be more careful. And when my gut tells me a person is behaving a little strangely and I'm in a situation where I'm exposed and vulnerable, such as being alone in a tent, it's better to not always tell the truth. It would have been better to say that I have a boyfriend or that I'm traveling with someone who's nearby, if that makes sense. It's better to close as many doors as possible so the other person doesn't assume that you're available. I don't like following these guidelines because my way of traveling is defined by spreading love and smiling and laughing a lot, and that's what 99.999% of the time I receive back. That's also the reason why I manage to connect with the locals so well and I get invited a lot. But I have to admit that the guidelines might save me in the next dicey situation. And I want to say that I still think women should not be afraid to travel solo. But the more risks we take, the more precautions we should take. My luggage now finally includes a pepper spray and a sharp knife. As you can imagine, my mood today was not the best. But now that I'm here, I will take a look at what I came for. In this mausoleum are the remains of Arystanbab, who was the mentor of Khoja Ahmed Yasavi, whose mausoleum I visited in Turkestan. And then these cute kids cheered me up. They shared some of their Bauersack with me, which is basically fried dough. Another thing to see nearby is Arystanbab, a destroyed ancient town which is 40 minutes walk from Arystanbab, or if you're lucky, a short hitchhike. About 800 years ago, a dispute between the governor of Otra and the famous Genghis Khan escalated, and the city was devastated by his troops. Hundreds of thousands of people lost their lives in this battle. Their bones are still scattered throughout the compound. Once the largest city center in the Middle Ages with a lot of baths is now not more than ruins. Alright, enough sightseeing for today. I was very thankful for this ride. By the way, did he just take this week-old nip piece of cord out of his pocket and offered it to me? Yes, he did. And it made my day. 43 degrees and I was trying hard to hitch a car. But somehow there were only taxis running. No one would stop for me except for taxi drivers.
I really don't get it here in this area. Nothing goes without taxis. Every time I try to hitchhike here and I tell them my next destination, everyone sends me to the taxis. So I ended up paying for a taxi, a shared taxi, I think. I'm already so done and can't wait to reach Shymkent, book a hostel, have a shower. This kind of traveling is exciting and stuff, but it is super energy consuming. Energy that I really don't have today.
Two more hours and I will reach Shymkent. That was it for today. I hope you could also learn something from my experiences and that we all travel safely in the future. If you want to keep following my journey, please subscribe and give me a thumb up. Very much appreciated.